Hello viewers, welcome to our Timeless Sunset Tarot. Now, this is a general reading and it is open to all zodiac signs. So just take what resonates with you. It is also timeless, so anytime you find yourself watching this video, there must be a message for you. Now, we will start by trying to see what is the main energy at the end of the day. Okay, our main energy is the Five of Wands. Okay, everybody seems to be, you seem to be part of a game that people are playing, but it is potentially harmful. You see these people, they are blindfolded and they are trying to hit something which they do not know is a beehive. So the moment they hit it, they will have to run for their... Okay, so, or else the bees will catch them and sting them. Okay, so yeah, some people are playing around, but they are not very careful of hurting people. Okay, hurting each other. You see, all of them are blindfolded. If they miss, they are going to hit each other also. So try to see if you are in a situation right now where there is a potential that everybody is so fiery, so preoccupied with their own, well, what comes to me is own agenda. Okay, everybody is looking out for their own needs, that they are less careful if they will hurt other people. Okay, if you are in that kind of situation, be careful. Better to step aside for a while and not participate. Okay, so if people are right now thinking or doing a certain activity that is potentially detrimental to those who are concerned, I suggest you don't take part in it. Okay, now live with integrity. Now, sometimes when you live with integrity, you also have to fight for what is right, and sometimes it is potentially harmful also, because when you fight for what is right, some people are unscrupulous and they will, well, they are willing to do certain things even to harm people in order to promote their agenda. Okay, now just if you have no choice but really to fight for what is right, then just take calculated risks. Be aware of the potential dangers. Ask the universe to guide you and protect yourself. Okay, so but if you can find other ways of promoting justice without putting yourself into harm's way, if there are other alternatives, then do so. Okay, now it's just a warning because the card shows people who are not very careful. They're already blindfolded and they're still using sticks, and what they're trying to hit is a beehive. Okay, so there are many elements in the activity that are potentially harmful. So you try to see if you are in a situation where many elements are not safe, there is a high probability of risk. Weigh the situation. If it's not worth it, then don't take part in it. Take yourself away from the situation. Okay, I feel this is a warning, so be careful. Now, what happened in the recent past? Okay, you see here, in the recent past, you realize that there are certain situations that are no longer going to give you any benefit. They are spilled cups. I don't know if it is related to this one. It can be certain company that are potentially dangerous, certain company that are not going to give you a good situation. You know how it is. Companies that are not safe. Okay, companies that are not caring. Okay, they are a little bit self-serving. Okay, Now, the universe is offering you a new situation or a new relationship. Well, if you are in that situation where it is potentially harmful for you, maybe it's time for you to choose a different route or a different situation. Take yourself away from that. Don't feel obligated when from the beginning they don't care about you. Okay, if you just feel obligated because of pride or what they will say, be humble enough to extricate yourself from that. Pride is not important when life is at stake. Okay, now the universe is giving you something new, and it's going to set you on fire, and I think it is something wholesome. So I think it is better for you to consider. Keep your eyes open. The universe is offering you a new cup, and it is something that is promising, something that will be setting you on fire. And you see here, there is the support of the universe. Now, in the recent past, you were already deciding, and you are being guided by your intuition and your spirit guide. So you were already in the process of deciding, and you seem to be courageous enough to decide on things. But so far, you are still in that situation that is dangerous or potentially dangerous. Maybe it's time for you to really make a decision to leave it behind because it's no longer safety. You see here, have good boundaries, and you can fly away from the situation. The eagle is somebody who can fly at a distance or distance himself from the situation, from the forest, and he is able to see a better perspective of the situation. So if you need to distance yourself from this situation so that you can have a better perspective, have good boundaries, and you will be able to distance yourself. Learn to say no. Learn to say no. So distance yourself from the situation if you think it is not helpful, and start working on your life again. The universe has given you already a new inspiration. Start working on something new. You see here, when you look at the Seven of Pentacles, it is somebody who has devoted himself or herself on something, but they are not happy. Something is missing. Now, it can be that you have somehow invested in this situation, but if you listen to your intuition, maybe you are not happy also, in a certain sense. So you are in the process of deciding. Now, if you need to distance yourself, if you need to have good boundaries so that you can be able to make a better decision, then do so. Okay. This can also symbolize working on something new, which is this one, a gift coming from the divine. The two cups that you are holding in the recent past. Okay, so it can be like that also. But it can also symbolize somebody who has invested on something but is not happy. Maybe they realize, or you realize, that it was not a good investment. It was not beneficial, but is actually potentially dangerous for you. Okay. Now, what can we expect in the near future? Well, if you continue on this situation, I feel it's going to lead to heartbreak. Okay. It can be people, if it is a relationship, it can be a relationship where the person doesn't really care whether people get hurt or not. It's going to lead to heartbreak if not careful. And you see here, the more you will be guarded. Now, this is only a possible future. Now, because you are given the gift of choice. Everybody is given the gift of choice. Possible futures only. You can change the course of your history. You can avoid this wherein you are very much guarded. You see, he's on the defense, or she is on the defense. guarding themselves, and it's causing them heartache in the near future. Now, you see, yes, they have riches, the queen has riches, but she's not happy. And maybe she's contemplating, is it worth it? That is what is coming to me. Oftentimes, the Queen of Pentacles is something that is positive, but right now, what comes to me is somebody who's not happy. Yes, they have some assets, but yeah, something is lacking, not happy. If you combine it with these cards, it will lead to heartache. There is heartache and there is very much insecurity. As if guarded, you need to constantly guard yourself. Okay. So if you are in this situation, you can change this one. You have the freedom of choice. It's good that these cards came out, because you can see that if you continue in this direction, you see, if you continue in this direction, it will lead to heartache. Okay. If you continue in this situation where you are not happy, it will lead to insecurity and you will be always on the guard. Now, this one, looking at a distance, maybe, if you distance yourself from the situation, then somehow you will realize that it is not worth it. Something is missing, and maybe you deserve something more. It's a spilled cup. The universe is offering you something new. I feel you can still change the direction. This is only a possible future. The cards are being shown this way in order to show to you a possibility if you will not attend to the situation now. I feel that the situation is imminent and you need to work on it so that you can avoid this possible future. You can still change. You can fly away from the situation. You can have good boundaries and say, no, I don't want to take part of this. Maybe one good situation is to leave, go to another place, like riding a bird and going to another place. He had armor as he left, and he's going to another place. Maybe you need to go to a very far place where, yeah, there will be a body of water that will separate you from the situation. Now try to see how it resonates to your present situation. Okay, now let's try to end with some oracle cards. Always remember, what we see in the approximate future are only possible futures. You have the right to choose another route. You can change the situation. You have the freedom to choose a different path. And you have the capacity to do that. I think this is the best option. Go to another place, far, something far, and cut communications maybe. Somehow the armor can mean, yeah, cutting communications maybe. Farther gate, bold step forward. Okay, go to the farther gate. Take that bold step forward. You see, far gate, okay. There is something there waiting for you. Don't be afraid to take this gift, okay? Bold step forward. Don't be afraid to move forward. Stars in the sky, limitless possibilities. An option is being given to you by the divine. You can choose to take that option and leave behind this situation. Okay? If you will respond to that, you can avoid this possible future and you will have limitless possibilities. Stars in the skies. There's still you can still choose to have this one instead of this one. Now, let's end with a good night message. Love. My heart is open to love as it manifests into the world. Choose love. Avoid this one. People who are not careful to hurt each other's feelings. You deserve something much more than this. You deserve nothing less than a loving relationship. Don't settle for anything less than a loving relationship. You deserve a loving relationship. Okay, that's a better term. So don't settle for anything less than a loving relationship. You deserve love. You deserve a relationship that is loving, a relationship where you don't feel insecure, where you don't feel guarded, where you don't feel unsafe. Okay. So this is what we have for our Timeless Sunset Tarot. I hope it has helped you in your present situation. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.